Hello, my name is Dawn Addy, and I've been a Strawbridge Art League member for 8 years, since 2017. That is really difficult because I like all colors. I use a lot of color in my work, and I just really enjoy bright colors, I guess. I tend to be brighter colors rather than subdued. I really enjoy playing with colors. My right hand. I love acrylics. I've tried watercolor, and I enjoy watercolor, but at the same time, it just lacks some things, and I feel like I can still get watercolor effects with acrylic. I painted in oils, but frankly, they piss me off because they just take too long to dry. Marc Chagall has always been one of my favorites for his use of color, as well as just the concepts that he uses and the imagination and the otherworldliness of his images. I try to start with an idea of what I want, but then there's always challenges as you work through a piece. For me, that's part of the excitement of art, is that you can constantly overcome those challenges as you go along and reinvent things and change them in various ways. But I usually have a pretty good idea conceptually about how it's going to turn out. Well, it's funny because somebody asked me when I became an artist, and I think I was always an artist. I've always known I was an artist from the time I was little, and just kept developing skills over the years. I did have a Bachelor of Fine Arts degree and graphic design from Minneapolis College of Art and Design, but I've just always enjoyed art, used it in various ways in my professional career, and then now that I'm retired, I use it even more. Depends on what I'm creating. If I'm painting, usually I like to do it in my home, in some place where I'm comfortable and I can have all my stuff around. I don't have to cart it with me everywhere. If it's graphic design, obviously I have to be at a computer, so that takes long hours on the computer, but it's still enjoyable. Well, gosh, I'm in my 70s, so I'd say at least 70 years because it's just always come natural to me. Lots of inspirations. I guess kind of similar to the Impressionists, I really am inspired by the way light hits things, the colors that are created by light. Because I think that's part of being an artist, is that you see the world in a different way. You have your own perspective that's very detailed in many ways, where you see things that other people may not notice, whether it's the different colors on a leaf because of the shade that's created and other factors around it. I just think it's a different way of seeing the world. I use a lot of bold colors and a lot of texture. I try to involve texture in my pieces, and also at times humor in my pieces, depending on what I'm doing. Try to get a feel for whatever the subject matter is that I'm working with, whether it's wildlife or I do pet portraits, and there I try to actually get into more of the relationship between the pets and their owners, build that into the piece as well. When I was younger, of course, I did a lot of more classical approaches as I was in school and all of that kind of thing. But then in my adult career, I used more graphic design elements to create various pieces. After that, I went back to painting, which I really enjoy painting. For me, it's very relaxing. I kind of go with different areas, like I did ocean reefs for a while, and then I went to, I did some water birds, but I've continuously been doing the pet portraits because I keep having people requesting them, and so and it's always a joy to do that. Once again, that different way of seeing things. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you could have life without art. It's just, it's just all around us. And and surrounding ourselves with whether it's beautiful art or whether it's something that makes us think, stop and think, it's just so important to the human condition. I do a lot of volunteer work and volunteering in the prisons, usually working with people is what I do. With conflict resolution, building community. I do a lot of writing. I do writing on an international basis. I'm in several writing groups, and I've just published 2 books this summer, and I'm working on 2 more. and we have our writing teams that we meet on Zoom, and that helps keep me going, mentally stimulated, because the folks in my writing group are all very committed to the projects, and so we work well together. I want to spend more time with my art, I guess, because it has suffered due to my volunteer work. But I have a goal within 2 years to be doing less volunteer work and more artwork, because I do get so much joy from the artwork. Some of my pet portraits I'm really proud of, because they really have made people feel so good about their pets, that usually it's a pet that they've lost, and so rather than having ashes sitting on the shelf, it's having something that reminds them of the joy that they had with that individual. And so whether it's a pet portrait or a portrait of a person with their pet, it's just always something that people just take a lot of joy in and want to see as a family heirloom.